Our first time seeing primetime Tommy Johnson here in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. And boy, talk about having a tough mountain to climb here for your first contest in PCW. He's got to take on D-Ray 3000.
Yeah, this is another one of those crossroad matches, Boomer. Primetime Tommy Johnson wanting to make a name for himself in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. And gosh, it seems like everybody's trying to make their name off of D-Ray 3000.
Well, exactly, because you've got to think, if you beat D-Ray 3000, internationally known, bam, you're right up there in the discussion about who's going to be that #1 contender for Bobo Brazil. And boy, this Tommy Johnson, he looks good. He's got some size. He's got that right attitude. You can just tell by the way he gets himself out to the ring. He's got a certain swagger about him. I think D-Ray is going to be in for a challenge here today. You sure you're going to be okay, Norm? I mean, after what we saw with the that whole altercation with the Big Bear Benjamin Boone, with Brian Castle, and you got yourself mixed up. And I know what happens when you get mixed up with these wrestlers. It ain't good.
Just if you could, answer that phone that's ringing in my ear.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the problem is, Norm, is there is no phone up to your ear right now.
Sure sounds like it.
You know, when I talk to a lot of students at broadcasting school and whatnot, they want to get into sports play-by-play or do sports commentary. And they're like, man, the great thing is if you're commentating wrestling, you get to talk about a sport that you love, but you don't have to ever get involved. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You know, both of us from experience can tell you that we've been involved one too many times, I think.
Yeah, they didn't cover this in class.
No, they didn't. Here we see Primetime. Right over D-Ray, went right after him before the bell even was rung, which is probably the smart strategy. What you have to do is catch D-Ray off guard. Has him back up to his feet. There's that whip in. He's off the ropes. Ducks the clothesline. Ducks another one. And look at that. Wow. Big flying forearm. Nice drop kick.
Look at the height on that drop kick.
And old Primetime is taking a timeout.
You know, D-Ray's one of the nicest guys you would ever meet in the wrestling business. But this guy's been jumped, double-teamed, cheap-shotted, and there's only so much a guy could take. Look at that.
He just slingshotted him right up into the ring.
D-Ray has just about had enough of everybody.
Well, you got to think, even people that D-Ray might consider friends, he can't turn his back on anyone. When you look at the just over the last year here in PCW, you know what all has happened to him. And now he goes to work on Primetime, head first into that top turnbuckle, into the middle turnbuckle, into the bottom turnbuckle, and now into the bottom.
Boy, does D-Ray look sharp tonight.
He really does. He is on top of his game. He's been hitting the gym. Well, come on, and then he falls.
The mind is willing, but the body.
the body wants to go to sleep. Yeah, not a chance there. I'm impressed, though, with Tommy Johnson.
Oh, look at that.
Goes right up into the jaw of D-Ray 3000.
Well, you got to wonder if that was... part of that was a setup.
Yeah, ran right through him with that clothesline as well. Off the ropes, head of steam. Very nonchalant cover. Well, yelling at the ref, maybe he should hook the leg.
Confidence is not a problem here for...
Oh, no, not at all.
Primetime Tommy Johnson.
You know, I've got to say, out of all the fresh talent we've seen here in PCW, I'm very impressed with Tommy Johnson. Very impressed with him.
Boy, there is everywhere we look, there's talent.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no shortage of that here in PCW.
Yeah, he's got that thumb taped up, and he jammed that into the side of D-Ray's neck.
I certainly hope the referee checked all through that tape. Big leg drop. Look at that elevation they got off of that.
D-Ray's still reeling from that thumb. Almost got a 3 count.
I thought he was going to get him there. Not as nonchalant that time for Primetime. Johnson brings him up. D-Ray breaks. Big knife edge chop.
You know, D-Ray just doesn't seem to be able to get a fair shake wherever he goes.
No, he doesn't. he's always got to watch out. Does he got to watch out for Pastor Payne? Does he got to watch out for the sharp-dressed man? Does he got to watch out for Sebastian Rose? I mean, really, it's like...
Oh, big knee drop.
Does he have him?
Do it. Nope.
D-Ray really looks winded right now. Tommy Johnson, primetime, is really taking it to D-Ray 3000.
Do you hear anybody pounding drums?
That's in your head.
Sorry.
That is in... I wish... You might want to really get that looked at.
It was kind of distracting.
D-Ray has him back up to his feet. A couple of forearms in. There's a reversal.
Oh,
big
gosh,
spine buster.
Spine buster.
Got him with everything, Norm.
When you get that kind of height on that, you're really driving that spine into the canvas.
You talk about it where it sounds like in your head there's that phone ringing. I'm sure that's what D-Ray is just, in his head, that's probably what's happening right now.
I don't know how these guys do it.
We're seeing a nerve hold. We haven't seen one of these in a long time. You got to pinch off those nerves. And it's usually D-Ray who likes to put his opponent to sleep. Well, it's possible that Tommy Johnson could put D-Ray to sleep here. Oh, D-Ray's trying to fight back.
There comes D-Ray.
Couple of elbows into the middle, off the ropes, and...
Oh, look at that.
But look at that enziguri. That's one way to break the hold of the hair. Oh, Johnson's a little delirious right now. Oh, I thought he was setting up for that side Japanese-style suplex. And, boy, Johnson just knocks him right off.
See, I think that's just a setup. He knew what he was doing all along.
Exactly.
Get your opponent off guard.
Brings him up to his feet.
Now chop.
We've seen him use those chops, those nerve holds.
Well, the chop's legal. The thumb isn't.
Look at that backslide. Does he have him? It's a lot of weight to bring over. Tommy Johnson's not a small guy, but boy, he's fighting. He does not want it to happen. Maybe a reversal on that backslide.
D-Ray's losing out.
Look at that. Boy, these guys are going back and forth, back and forth. Uh-oh. I think D-Ray, look at that. He took his base a little bit wider. And Johnson doing the only thing he could. He snakes out of the hold.
Well, that's one way of getting out of it.
But the only way to get out of it. And again, another chop.
Yep, right to the back of the head.
He likes those chops and he likes those nerve holds.
There's no protection back there.
Whips him off.
Oh, look at that!
My gosh! He swung him over so high his feet about hit the ceiling tiles
Big
here.
Power slam, but doesn't follow it up.
He should have. That was it. And look at that. Look at what D-Ray 3000 did. He scurried a little bit closer to the ropes.
Look at the arrogance here. 1, 2. No, and a foot on the rope.
D-Ray was smart. The guy knows what he's doing, obviously. And after the power slam, when Tommy Johnson didn't immediately cover, D-Ray moved himself just a couple of inches. It's a game of inches here, closer to the rope, and was able to drape that rope over. He knew he wasn't going to have enough power to kick out, but he had enough power to get his leg on that bottom rope. Off the ropes now, spins out of the power slam attempt. O'Connor rolls him off, ducks the clothesline. He's off the ropes.
Oh, gosh.
I don't even know what to call that.
Looked like a neck breaker.
Kind of wrapped him up as he floated on over.
Oh, now what is Sebastian Rose doing?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Come on, now let him have at least one match where he doesn't have to worry about interference.
What does he want? Well, Sebastian Rose was not very happy that D-Ray came out in his match.
And D-Ray doesn't even know he's there. Grabs the foot.
Sebastian Rose grabbed his ankle.
Tommy Johnson spins him around. What are we going to see here? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gosh. That's done. That is done.
Done, maybe for good. And, wow, talk about a statement win. And Sebastian Rose is getting into the ring.
Winner of the fall of the match, Prime Time Tommy Johnson.
You've got to be kidding me.
Now what is Sebastian Rose going to do?
You've got to be kidding me, Norm. D-Ray could have a fractured neck at this point, but they're fighting. Oh my gosh.
I'm not going in to break it up.
No, Norm, you stay here. Put a seatbelt on your chair.
Look at this. These guys are all over each other.
I can't even see him at this point. Our cameras are over there. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean, at what point here in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling can D-Ray 3000 have a match where he doesn't have to worry about who's going to come in from the locker room?
The referee's trying to break it up, and the two are all over each other. And I'm not helping the referee.
No, I'm staying right here.
He's going to have to get help from somebody. I don't know how you separate these guys.
I don't think you can. You just let it run its course, or what do you do?
Well, security's got to get in here at some point. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Or we got to get some help from the back. These guys are just all over each other.
Well, the referee is just not going to be. Now they're almost into the front row of fans here.
Oh, and then
my
down
gosh.
they go again.
All the way to the back, it looks like. They're going to take this all the way through the locker room.
And probably into the parking lot.
I wouldn't be surprised.
These two got to meet up at some point.
My Pinto's out there. I hope they don't damage it. Well, Norm, again, with D-Ray 3000, the guy can never turn his back because there's someone like a Sebastian Rose who always wants them. I just hope that maybe one of these days D-Ray can get a fair shake against someone like a Sebastian Rose.
More Powerbomb Championship Wrestling coming up.